TitleMatchNetwork.com.
What are the things that you disagree with Dynamite Kid's book? And have you spoke to Dynamite?
I haven't talked to him since. I didn't like the way I didn't like anything about it. I mean, I kind of felt sorry for him reading it. I don't have any real bad feelings towards Dynamite. As a matter of fact, I think I've been working on a book. And I think when the book I write about Dynamite will actually do more service, like more justice to him than he did to himself. I think Dynamite, the guy that put that book together, was a guy that was a bitter, broken man kind of thing that was, I don't know, he's probably got a lot of alcohol problems and things like that. A lot of his facts were wrong. A lot of things he said are directly, like he said something in there. He doesn't really. These are like the most small things. I don't want to take personal things that he said about me as examples, but he, for example, he talked about one time how I had some match with Abdullah the Butcher, and he was pissed off about that or something like that. I got news from him. I never wrestled Abdullah the Butcher ever. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. It's like a lot of this stuff is like. It's like if someone reads it, they go, "Oh, okay," but it's like, I got news for you. So much of it isn't even. It never happened. It's not there. There's no evidence of this stuff ever being true. My dad wasn't getting these huge kickbacks from Japanese wrestling promoters on account of him or holding him back. And I got booked to Japan because he got booked to Japan. It had nothing to do with anything that he did. And not, there's just so many things that Dynamite said where I was disappointed because I've been pretty good to his kids and his family back home. And I've always thought, I've always made an effort to treat his kids almost like my own. And when he sort of painted me with the way he did it, I thought, geez, this guy isn't grateful for the things I do. I guess he resents the fact that maybe I take care of his kids and try to look out for him, which I always did out of respect for him. I still respect him. I love the Dynamite Kid, the guy I know. And I think you have to take into account that you take a guy that was maybe the best wrestler there ever was, certainly one of the most creative minds and talented guys in the business, and you strap him into a wheelchair and you throw Bret Hart's name at him, Davey Boy Smith's name at him. You throw all these names of these guys and I think it does break his heart and it does bring out the bitterness in him. So I understand, but my last conversation with Dynamite was in England. I was going to actually pay for his surgery for his back out of my own pocket. And then I read the book. I remember he was telling me about it almost in a very, he thought it was such a great laugh, but he's told some very derogatory story about my father that's always, it's just a story. People make up stories in the wrestling business, and there was a nasty story that was always circulated about my dad, about how he was cooking eggs or something, and he scoops up the cat shit or something. And it was always a very insulting story that never ever happened. Anyone with any real sense would tell you it's never happened. It was just a nasty sort of ugly story that I always resented it. And he knew that. And my dad had been through a lot. I think my dad, when Dynamite wrote his book, he was really looking forward to reading it. Like that he would probably say some nice, of all things, I think he could have said some nice things about my dad. It wasn't so much about me, but it was more about my father. And when I read some of the way he spoke about my father and the stories that he made, I think he thought they would be funny to someone reading the book. They're certainly not based on fact. I dropped all association with him after that. I think after what my father went through, which is more than what he's been through, he could have been a little kinder to my father, because my dad loved Tom. I hope my father was spared ever reading that book. It would have broke his heart, I think, to read how ungrateful Dynamite was for what Stu did for him.
TitleMatchNetwork.com